Hi Capricorn, and welcome to your horoscope for September 2023. Thanks for joining me. It's a pleasure to be with you today. I'm going to give you a rundown of what the planets are doing here in September and how they're going to influence you as a Capricorn specifically. And these horoscopes are for Capricorn Sun sign first, then rising sign Capricorn, and finally the moon in Capricorn, in that order. So the first thing that is really significant here in September is that on the 3rd of September, Venus, the planet of love and beauty and creativity, that goes direct. And it goes direct in your 8th house of institutions and your connection with other people. So if you're working, if you're employed in in that kind of setting where you're working with other people, you may want to really do something that puts you in the limelight or that sets you apart. So you start to think about what you can do independently that kind of differentiates you from the rest of what everyone else is doing. Venus is direct, so you can now trust the kind of things it prompts you to investigate and to look at. Venus is love and creativity, right? And in Leo, it's very outgoing and it wants to be seen and heard. And not only that, it's at 12 degrees. 1 and 2 is 3, and 3 in numerology is communication and new beginnings. So I get the sense that there may be some conflict in your working life, particularly if you're in a role that doesn't really require a lot of you, or that doesn't put a lot of you into the role. So if you've got a job that's boring, or that doesn't speak to you in any way, or that doesn't resonate, and you just go there for other reasons, like making ends meet and paying your way, but the job itself you really dislike, then here in September, you may find it difficult to dismiss that knowledge and to ignore the fact that you're unhappy in your work. So the point of this isn't just to torture you and to say, you don't like your job and you're stuck in it forever and ever and ever. No, you as a Capricorn, work is important to you, right? And you set goals and you want to achieve those goals. So the placement of Venus in your 8th this month is kind of an indicator that you may have completed what you set out to do, and you may need to change the goalpost and you may need to change direction because it's something that potentially no longer works for you. On the flip side of this, if you kind of go into your work every day in September here and you realize wow, I'm so lucky and happy to have this job. It allows me to use my skills and talents and to insert my personality into it. I love this. Then really take note of that insight as well and say, how far can I take this? What's the next mountain or the next pinnacle I can reach with this role that I've got? And again, on the flip side, if you don't have that experience, if you're like, I can't take this another day, it's so boring, then look at what your other options are and how you can make that change in earnest. Because you as a Capricorn, you're so productive, you're someone who really sees things in a black and white way and who can really buckle down and get things done. It would be a pity if you're using all your amazing energy in a role that you don't really enjoy and that has no, as far as you're concerned, outcome that has a point or meaning. So that's kind of interesting because with Venus going direct here, you hit the ground running and it's like, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. What have I been thinking for the last month and a half, 2 months? And now it's time to create some order here again. On the 4th of September, Jupiter, the lucky planet, that goes it goes retrograde the opposite way. So it is direct until the 4th of September and then it goes retrograde. So it appears to go backwards until the 30th of December. Jupiter is in Taurus at 15 degrees. So with it going retrograde, you'll get ideas of how you can build something that you love in your own life. And those ideas and those insights will come from within. 1 in 5 is 6, which is a temporary opportunity. And Taurus is about taking your circumstances and taking charge of them in order to adapt them, to tweak them, or to transform them. So what is it that you do where you really feel a sense of, I love doing this, this is a passion of mine, this is my life purpose? If that doesn't exist in your external world at the moment, for the next 4 months really, until the end of December, September, October, November, December, you'll get ideas of what would work for you or what would bring you joy. Also, if you're single or if you're in a relationship that you're not particularly happy in, or if the question of your relationship status is a question, Jupiter will also kind of help you paint a picture of what could be. and will prompt you to kind of pursue that again. And the 5th house also relates to children. So that kind of gives you a great understanding of what other people need, and not just children, but what would work for both of you and what would tie you together. So the Jupiter retrograde in your case is really significant because it helps you to figure out what you love and how you can take steps to solidify those circumstances and how you can keep them for the long term rather than just experiencing them in the here and now. So if you're unhappy in any of those areas, your work, your love life, your relationships, Jupiter in retrograde will really help you to see a rosier future, and will give you the practical kind of steps that you need to take, the solutions, the action steps. Okay, then on the 14th of September, we have a new moon in Virgo, and the new moon is when the moon goes pitch black and it pulls lots of energy in to recharge itself for its next 28-day cycle, right? When the new moon is in Virgo, what you're very good at is analysis, looking at information, planning for the future, sorting the good from the bad, and having a crystal clear perspective. That's in your 9th house of expansion and growth and education and even travel. So that's going to say, hey, Capricorn, do some more research, get the information together so that you can expand in a direction that actually suits you. So again, I want to shine in my own way. I want to look at what's going to make me happy in future. And that new moon in Virgo then is almost like the organizer comes into your life and says, okay, we've got your dreams now. Thank you very much. Let's make a joint plan as to how we can realize these hopes and dreams. So you go from a place of maybe limbo or being off track or not being particularly clear on what you want to be doing, and you get real certainty about this is my path, my journey, that's just about me, and how I can embark on that journey. The next day, the 15th of September, Mercury, the communication planet, goes direct. And it goes direct also in your 9th house, which is next to your transiting midheaven, Sun in Virgo and Moon in Virgo. So with Mercury going direct in Virgo, you're able to now take all of these ideas that you've had and to actually run with them. So around the middle of the month for you, Capricorn, the research mode is kind of over, and now you're in action mode. On the 19th of September, we've got the Sun forming an opposition with Neptune, the water planet of dreams and intuition. And the Sun in Virgo is right at the top of your chart in your 10th house. So your work and how you identify with your work. What does this say about me kind of thing? Am I happy in this role or being identified as such? That opposes Neptune, and it's almost like a mirror is being held up to you, and it's like, this is what could be. So that means that you're not going to settle for something which doesn't allow you to maximize your skills and talents. You're really fired up with this dream of how you could create yourself, particularly in your working life. And it's almost like this is the gift of Capricorn, to always see itself in the most productive and enjoyable and fulfilling way, and to change the real world to accommodate that. That's actually very interesting, because that says a lot about Capricorn in itself, this relentless pursuit for meaning when it comes to work and taking action, that a lot of the other signs simply, I don't think, would tap into. It's not as important to them. You know, that link between myself, an individual, and the work that I do, and how those work together to create some sort of persona. Other people identify through their relationships or their connection with something bigger, you see? So if you are not 100% happy and complete in your working life, in your career, September is fabulous for you to make plans and to say, this is what needs to happen, and that's the direction I'm going to go in. And the universe is kind of helping you understand that clearly. 23rd of September, we've got the September equinox. So the autumn equinox, the beginning of autumn, and it's a time when there's perfect balance between light and dark. You've got Mercury, midheaven, still in Virgo in your 9th, and the Sun now, your conscious identity, and Mars and the South Node are in Libra in your 10th house of work. So this is now a time to make connections and to reach out to other people to help you realize your own hopes and dreams. Wow. And then finally, at the end of the month, on the 29th, we've got a supermoon, which is a full moon in Aries. And that full moon in Aries happens in your 4th house of your roots, your family, what you feel like, what feels like home, where you belong. And Neptune is on the other side of that angle, the IC, your roots. And that's, Neptune is in Pisces at 25 degrees. So, you might get a bit of whiplash here at the end of the month because now the focus is totally different. It's like, okay, well, you've been focusing on work and getting that right all month, but what do you want? What's the dream in your home life? And please focus on that going into October. Okay, so the whole focus and being able to research your role and how you fit into things and where you want to be, that is there for the majority of the month, but then it does a sharp 180 and you kind of give up on that and focus on your relationship stuff moving into October. So I would use September to really figure out, am I living my purpose when it comes to my career, or do I need to make some changes? Yeah. Okay, so that's what I get for you in September, Capricorn. I hope you have a fabulous month. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, scroll down a little bit until you get to the button that says book your reading. Click on that to audio reading with me. In my personal readings, I use the tarot, astrology, numerology, and my intuition. I combine all of those to answer any questions you have. So if you've got questions about personal development or family relationships, finance, what it is you love, your life purpose, or anything at all, please do get in touch with me for a personal reading. I hope you have a fabulous month. Check out some of my other videos, and I'll speak to you soon. All the best.